So hello guys. So earlier on I promised that I'll be doing recap of all my trades that I take week in week out, so that I will also get to share with you a step-by-step guide on how I do my market analytics, my trade outcome and all of that. However, after the following week to the week where I actually made this announcement, I didn't take any trade. Yes, I didn't get to take any trade. As you can see, the last time I took a trade was September 20 something. That was Audi JPY. So after that, I didn't get to take any trade again, meaning that I couldn't do any trade recap for the past week. However, this particular week that closely ended before I'm uploading this video this Saturday, I actually took some 2 trades. Yeah, I had 3 set up, but I ended up taking only 2, and the reason was simple. I promised myself to take only 2 trade between Monday and Tuesday because I didn't want to take any trade from Wednesday till Tuesday the following week after the US election. So for this particular video, I'll be breaking down to a step-by-step guide on how I did the market analytics to be able to take this particular 2 trades you see here. You can see the first one was on GBP, USD, and one need to see it clearly over here, and 1:3 risks to reward, and I used the 4-hour to 30-minute time frame. You don't have to worry yourself, I'll be breaking down every single thing to you. So this is basically how I record my trade. Original target was a solid 1:8, but market was reversing, so I had to close that on a 1:3. Next up was UK100, where I got a 1:6 on a solid note. Yeah, a 1:6 on a solid note, and this trade was taken on my new prop firm account known as my funded capital. Now, with all of this results shown to you, let me take you straight to the chart and I share with you my instincts about this market, how I did the analytics before I executed each of the trades. So first is actually GBP USD. Now, on Monday morning when I actually met the market, on Monday 28th of October, when I actually met the market was positioned in this manner on the 4-hour time frame. As you already see on the registry, on my trade record, I use a 4-hour to 30-minute time frame for the analytics. And looking at the whole market, I saw that the market was on a consistent downtrend. So with this in mind, I only focus on looking at what the market is currently doing. So I didn't bother myself trying to go back too much because I've already gotten exactly what I want from this area here. So basically, from this area downwards already showed me that the whole market was a downtrend. So I only focused on the downtrend. So next up I did was simply come over to the 1-hour time frame. Now the 1-hour time frame, I basically focus on identifying the current market structure. So here I had a market shift. So as I said, I didn't want it to go back that much, so I only look at the current market position. Here I had a market shift. So here I had a break of structure to the downside. Here was a break of structure to the downside, and after this we can clearly see that the market started pushing back upward. However, since we are on the hourly time frame, I had to identify my supply and demand levels as well. So here was my supply level. Since I was looking for a selling opportunity, I was identifying supplies instead of demand. So now, why was I looking for a selling opportunity? The reason why I was looking for a selling opportunity was that on the 4-hour time frame, you can see that the market is clearly on a downside trend. So since the market was trending downwards, there was no reason for me to change my bias to be looking for buys when the market was trending downwards. This mini uptrend here that you and I are currently seeing doesn't really matter, because even if I wanted to pay attention to this before, I would have seen that there was still a market shift to the downside right here. So basically how I do my analysis is that I look at the higher time frame perspective of the market. So I have to stick with this supply level right here, which gave this market shift followed by this break of structure. And then after that, the next up thing is that I identified my liquidity level, and to God be the glory, this liquidity level was one of the strongest, like one of the strongest and most surest liquidity level when it comes to trading supply and demand liquidity concept, because this equal high, we all know that a lot of people please sell orders at equal highs like this. They call it which is the resistant level. So this is a decent place where a lot of traders actually take on sell position, and they keep their stop losses right above there. That simply means that here was a pool of liquidity. So now, after identifying my whole setup like this, the next thing I simply did was I basically waited for the market to actually get into this box area. So what I did was I simply set an alert around the edge here, and I waited for the market to get there. So now let's basically play it and then see when the market got there. Now on the 1-hour time frame, the moment the market got there, I had to drop down to the 30 minutes right away, because I actually take my entries on the 30-minute time frame. Now we can see clearly that what over here the market finally tapped the level. So me, I don't take any trade until the market taps the level. And this one can see that what the market tapped into the level, which means that what I can actually take the trade now. So after seeing this, the next thing I did was try to identify the key market levels. So here was one. You can see here this was a good area where the market tried to create a minor support level. And then I had my overall view of the market at 1.2950 dash. So basically, since the market got here and then rejected off and closed outside it, I basically know that what there was a selling momentum from this area, so I didn't want to wait too long. So I took a very tiny stop loss position though for security reasons, because we are in a very terrible period when it comes to market trading. If you know, you know, because due to the US election and other political events happening globally, the market is not really that stable. That is one main reason why I did not trade for the past week. So after this, I had my stop loss right above here, yeah, right above all these two equal highs, and then placed like this. No, okay, here was a 1:3 target for me. So now let me just take a look at the snapshot. Okay, basically it was around 3,334. So let me just adjust the stop loss to the exact one that I used. The stop price was here was 3.4. Okay, this was a stop loss, and then I had my original target at a 1:8. So at what point did I get a 1:8? Okay, originally I was just targeting for the market to come and sweep out this area, tap here, because I wasn't really sure if the market would get this low. But then I had the belief that market should have come and swept off this area. As you can see, there was a supply level created here, so I needed the market to come sweep it out since it was a fake supply. I mean a fake demand. So after this, Ness really just left the market and then let the market did whatever thing that she wanted to do. So now let's play it and let's see how far the market went before I got out. So immediately the market got here, sat at a 1:3 like this. I noticed the market was trying to, so it created a reversal to a 1:3 level before I got out. Okay, so it wasn't still here. Now let me see when the market was around the 1:3. Okay, so I actually moved my stop loss to a 1:3 level. So immediately the market got into 1:3 level, I was left with no option but actually going out. Why did I go out instead of waiting for my full setup? Now the reason I went out was that here was a key level, and then secondly, high impact news were coming on the US dollar. So basically, here's one thing I do when I'm holding a trade and then there are high impact news coming, I just get out of the market immediately. And the reason I get out of the market is not for any specific or any particular reason. The main thing that always pushes me out of the market when I see high impact news coming is that what I don't want to risk whatever trade that I'm holding for the news to come and damage my trade. This is very important, and if you're a trader out there, you need to put this into practice as well. Don't, if you are holding a trade in profit, don't expect the news to give you a bigger profit or give you, like the Pro firm I was personally using allows me to trade the news, and I could have heard during the news to see whatever thing that will come up. But based on my trading rules, I don't like taking trade, or I don't like holding my trade into high impact news. So immediately I saw the high impact news coming up, the trade was already at a 1:3 risk to reward. So I had no option but just to close my trade and then move on to the next. So if you're a trader out there who is also trading, and then you don't want to stress yourself too much, you don't want to stress yourself mentally, one thing I advise to do is that if you have a trade running into profit and high impact news is coming and you can predict exactly how the news is going to behave, my best advice for you is that just get out of the market instead of letting it damage. So here was what happened during the news. During the news, the market went ahead and then smashed my SL. But to God be the glory, I was already out of the market before all those saga happened. So now this is basically one thing you need to learn as a trader as well. So personally for me, once I have a trade in profit, as long as my trade is at a 1:2 risk to reward ratio and high impact news is coming, I'm getting out of the market. The only time I hold my trade during high impact news is maybe my trade is already in my stop loss position, maybe 50% above my stop loss position. What I mean is that maybe I was risking a $200 loss, and then the market is already at $150 loss, just left with 50 to hit my SL. In those sort of market, I normally just let it smash the SL and then I record it as a loss and move on. But in a situation whereby I'm in profit and then the market is heading to my, and then the high impact news is coming, I just walk out of the market for peace to reign. So after those on GBP USD and GBP JPY, the next trade I took, which is the out of the two trades I took for the whole week, was actually the next was the UK100. Now on UK100, I had a solid 1:6 risk to reward over here. Time frame was from 4 hours to 30 minutes, and I had a trade for 8 hours. Yes, just 8 hours before I hit those long margins that I showed you earlier on. Now here's basically the whole setup. Coming over to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4 hour, I see that the market was making a downward surge, and what even made me gain more confidence in actually going for a sell, that's why this minor bullish momentum, is when I had this body to body market shift here. What I mean by body to body market shift is when a candle body closes fully to create a market shift. That's simply what I mean by body to body market shift. So this shows that what there was a selling momentum in the market, so I was left with no option but to basically focus on looking for a sales. Now one big mistake a lot of you are making when you are trading this strategy is that what you keep looking way too far behind. Like, don't go way too far behind. Look at your current 4-hour time frame. Look at the 4 hour. Is the 4 hour giving a market shift to the downside or the upside? If it's giving it to the downside, look for a sell. If it's giving it to the upside, look for a buy. It's basically that simple and straightforward. Don't let this you can see there is a market shift, a break of structure here to the upside. Don't let this one obstruct how you see the market. Focus on what this new one has given to you. Now this is a system I have personally tested repeatedly to actually gain results from. That's why I'm also telling you, focus on the current market situation on the higher time frame. If the current market situation on the higher time frame is showing you that you should sell, go for a sell with your full chest. If it's telling you to buy, go for a buy with your full chest. Now after this, next up I came over to the 1 hour time frame, because basically what I do is that after I identify my market shift on the 4 hour, I go down to the 1 hour and the 30 minutes to identify my supply and demand levels. So now here you can see we also had a break of structure right here to the downside. So this was also a break of structure to the downside. So basically, after having this market shift and then this break of structure, next up is simply identifying your supply and demand levels. So over down to the 30-minute time frame, that's where the main work begins. So here I just have to push the market together to see my supply and demand levels. So here I had the supply level. Since I was looking for a sell, so I'll be looking for supply. So here was the supply level, and then this one had this liquidity right here. Now right with this liquidity, I had a different supply level right here. Now that one I'm going to break down to you one big confusion a lot of you often get when you identify multiple levels like this. Now I had another one right here, followed by this liquidity level. So once I spotted these two like this, I did both analytics on Monday actually. So once I had this like this, I basically waited for the market to come to either of them. Now why did I wait for the market to come to either of them? The truth is that what once you identify our supply and demand levels, after so many backtesting, your mind will tell you that, hey man, this supply level is going to hold, or this one is not going to hold, depending on how the market reacted from there. So that's why I identify these two very close proximity supply and demand levels. As you can see over here, very close proximity. You can see supply here, supply here. I haven't had three of them, another supply right at the top here. So I had this three sets of supplies like this, and I've been backtesting UK100 over and over again. So when I saw the setups with these levels this close, I wasn't even bothered, because I know that what UK100, once it gives you that reaction from any of those levels, there is up to 70% chance that what that one is definitely going to hold. But it's when you don't get that reaction, that's when it becomes doubted. But since I got a reaction, I had nothing to panic about, so I basically let the market do whatever thing it wanted until it get to the level. So I simply have to play the bar gradually till it gets into the area. Now immediately it got there, and they gave me this 30-minute candle close outside it. I had to get in immediately. So where was my sell? And then so I basically can't even record the full setup anymore, so I have to look into my past trade and then look at where I took the sell from. So I took the sell from 8,311 and my stop loss was 8326, 8311, and then my stop loss was 8326. Was it 26? Yeah, 8326.6. Yeah, so this was basically it. And then my take profit initial target 1:6 with no doubt. 1:6 as usual, because there was a demand candle right here, so the market might react from here. So I usually go for the 1:6. You can see very tiny stop loss position with a huge target, and then after this I basically let it play. Like, the market was basically playing with my stop loss position, and I was, for this particular market, I was monitoring the chart closely. Like, here was it, you can see here was how close the market was to getting me out of it. But thank God that my forex funded, actually their prop firm did not get me out, because I knew some prop firm that once I'm this close to my stop loss position, they will automatically tap me out. Even some brokers have done this to me. I don't know if it's due to excess spread, or I don't just understand how they do that. But I was surprised that this particular trade did not hit and then fuckingly kick me out of the market. So for that reason, I was very happy with it. So I basically, from here, I had nothing to do but to let it play until it get to my TP. Like, I had multiple trade. I took two trade from this particular one. So I took the first trade with a 0.2 lot size, and then the other one I followed it up with 0.7 lot size, and those were the two I actually went for. So basically I took this trade with 0.9 lot size. So with this, I basically left it like this, and then it plays up to my take profit level, and that was basically all. You can see 1:6 on UK100, on MFC, my forest funded capital. Time frame 4 hours to 30 minutes, and I had a trade for just 8 hours. Like, so sweet and simple. So this was basically the two trade I had this week. And if you look, one thing within my setup, you see that I had similar setup over and over again. Like, I don't change setup. Like, there was a time whereby there was a particular week that we had straight losses, yet I did not change my setup. I stick with the same setup. Now, this is one thing that a lot of you traders fail to do. Like, when it comes to trading, there are times whereby your setup might not work, but you basically have to stick to it and then let it play on. Whether it work or not, you just have to hold on to it, provided it has given you result before. That's why after learning on my channel, I always advise you, hey man, you are done learning this strategy, go and back test it and then give yourself some real life experience about it. Now you can see here's my strategy here from August 1st. I started documenting it from August 1st 2024 until October 29th. Now I had the two setup. Now we are currently in November 1st, so today is November 2nd. I'm recording this video on Saturday, November 2nd. I should have recorded the video on November 1st, but I didn't. So November 1st was on Friday, which is where I made these additional setups on GU that I gave to my student. So you can see I had it on GU. Let me just send it back. GU, and then where's the other on GJ? Both of them are in about 60 pips profit already. But due to my trading rules, NFP was coming, a lot of those, so I basically didn't take the trade. So now let me just show you something over here on my Telegram account. So if you are not part of my Telegram community yet, you can actually come and join. The link will be down in the video description. So here, where was he? Okay, here was it when I sent him the setups. So you can see I first of all gave him GU. This was a GBP USD trade. You can see when I gave him the setup, and then I gave him GBP JPY on the this one was a GBP JPY 4-hour time frame. So there was a buy setup on the 4-hour time frame, but on the 30-minute time frame I gave him a sell setup as well. So you have to sell from here to the buy entry. If you look carefully, you are going to see this my liquidity dollar sign here as well. So I basically gave him all these setups, and then that was all. Personally, I did not take the trade, but I don't know if he took them or not. For me, I did not take the trade. So if you are not part of my Telegram community, you can basically come and join. The link will be down in the video description. So with this already said, have a lovely day. Hope to see you in my next video, and every week as usual I'll be doing my trade recap. We'll also share with you my trading strategy. Now for those of you who want to learn this strategy, I'll be tagging some videos in this video description that basically discusses the whole trading strategy and how it works. Now for a simple way, you can basically check my YouTube channel, which is where you're watching this video right now, and the name of this strategy is simply liquidity, supply and demand. It's a very simple yet straightforward strategy that yield a lot of result. Like, I would say yield a lot of result because it does. I have been using it. I've backtested severally gotten decent result from it. So that's why I'm boldly recommending it, that you should also learn this strategy from my channel. Like, I basically do a full analytics on it. You can see here was when I was teaching how you can actually take entries with this strategy, how you can identify whether you want to buy or sell using this strategy, how you can do a full top down analysis with this strategy, and like basically every single video you see here is basically all about this strategy. And the easiest thing I did was that, what, as a very caring mentor, I made a full playlist for a smart money concept playlist. So you can go check this playlist right now. You're going to get every single thing. So with this already said, have a lovely day. See you in my next video. Bye.